especially at the beginning, it was more important for me to think of her as just a brand new character, original to me, and what I could do with it, because at the end of the day, it's me doing it, and so then it would just kind of float from there. The thing about playing Lois that I'm gonna miss is they were always throwing something different at me. So I guess physically there were a couple of different ones. Say in combat was an example where I had to do some fighting and I had to jump up and get on this guy's shoulders, and he was enormous, and I had to run up a plank and do all that kind of stuff. So that, you know, was very physically. I did one in a wire where I hung off the side of a building sideways, and that was just very physically demanding, and it's hard to incorporate that with a dramatic cell. And then other than that, it was, I would say it's specific roles where, you know, she's in costume, whether it was, you know, as particularly this season, say for Isis, because that actually filmed over probably like a 3-month period, and it was the context, and it was finding the nuances of her, and so it's like incorporating everything. But I'm always doing something different, so I would say the biggest thing that she's learning this season is to trust that what she has to offer is valuable to Clark and to everyone. This year specifically, it's about showing support and being someone that is strong for him and encouraging him and telling him the things that maybe he doesn't want to hear. As an active, practical thing, she, you know, in this latter part of this season, I've been working on what is his identity going to be and how is he going to showcase these two different identities. What is he going to use? And he comes up with those ideas himself, but she's there to support it and give ideas and then help him formulate after he's come up with his idea about the shift between Clark Kent and the Blur. Then she's there to kind of help him do that, and she just jumps right into there, and so that's what they're discovering here at the end of this season. I'm always the one that has that kind of really zesty energy constantly, and so I look back and I just, all I can think of is the laughter. We've had a lot of laughter, and it's just such a family environment, and it's been this huge thing. I mean, for everybody else that's been here, it's 10 years, me it's 7. I mean, we've had kids grow up, and I mean, so much has happened, and I just think when I look back on it, I just think a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. Thank you. It has been a wonderful moment of self-discovery, and I just thank them very much. Yeah, just, they've allowed me to live with Lois, and enjoy it. So thank you.
It's emotional.
Yeah. I laughed, actually, because I'll leave it to Michael to wait till the last few days, and then everybody finds out that he's coming back and we didn't know, and it's so him, and it's so spontaneous, and that just is the way he is. And true to form, I was doing a very intense scene yesterday, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw, like, I thought it was background. I was like, there's no background in this scene. What's going on? And it took me half a second. I was like, Michael Rosenbaum, and boom, he was right in there and giving everybody hugs, and that was his way of returning to us. And I think that, you know, of course the fans love it, and it's the way it should be. He's Lex Luthor, so I think it's a great way to end the show. It's an emotional roller coaster. It has been for me this year. I've had my ups and I've had my downs, and I know that change is good and all of those things, but I think that you start to really look around and appreciate all those great moments, and how positive the experience has been, and how wonderful the people that I've worked with have been. And it's not always like that everywhere. And so for me, it's like a moment of reflection, and I'm able to look back and go, wow, I was so lucky to get to do that. I thought about what I could kind of take home with me if I could from the set, and I've been thinking, you know, where did I spend most of my time? And it was in the Daily Planet, and something really small but actually very poignant to me would be to take my name tag. So I think that might be something I ask for. Where would I like to see Clark and Lois at the end of the season? I I kind of don't want to know. It's one of those strange things because knowing means it's over. And Lois has loved the whole process. It's been such a fun relationship to play. But I suppose from Lois's point of view, I think for her to finally find someone that she can rest in and know that it's okay. She's home. I know what the fans would like to see with Clark and Lois. I suppose they want to see him in blue tights flying around and Lois being rescued from some wonderful thing or dangerous thing. And but I mean, more seriously, of course, the culmination of him truly, you know, grasping his destiny and becoming Superman. And she is the Lois Lane of the comics, and she is that reporter, and yet she's there, that strength for him.